Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Today we are going to step by step sew this wonderful little tablecloth. First we need a centerpiece, the sides as 2 long pieces and 2 short pieces, and I walk you through how. For the outside, I use this more thick linen fabric, and for the inside I have this soft, see-through, thinner fabric. For cutting, you will need something to cut. I use a roller, something to mark, I use chalk, something to measure. Something straight to measure would be good. Let's get started on the center part. The length of the center part is 115 centimeters or 45.3 inches. The width is 26 centimeters or 10.2 inches. Let's look at the outer parts. The long sides of the outside part needs 2 triangles at the sides. You need 2 parts. One side has to be slightly shorter than the other. So on one side you have this 1 extra centimeter because you have to seam it. The other side here in green is only going to be attached to the inside part. So let's get to the measurements. The total length is 128 centimeters or 50.4 inches. You need the total widths of 13.2 centimeters and 5.25 inches. The length where you have that 1 extra centimeter for a hem seam later is 111 centimeters long or 43.7 inches. And the longer side, which is going to be attached directly onto the center part, is 115 centimeters long or 45.3 inches. Moving on with the shorter 2 pieces for the outside. Now the length here is 36 centimeters, 14.2 inches, where you have this 1 extra centimeter, it's 22 centimeters long or 8.6, and the other one is 26 centimeters or 10.25. The woven part goes this direction. This is why we have it this direction. First we need a parallel line to the straight long border. Now I'm turning my fabric around. I'm still cutting the way I just showed you. And to explain something, the smaller width is 6.2 centimeters. So we need these 6.2 centimeters at first to mark where we are going to fold this outside piece in a moment. The angle of half of this triangle, of course, is 45 degrees because that's the way you're going to attach the outside parts. You see a longer and a shorter side. The shorter side of the triangle is 9.5 centimeters or 3.7 inches. This is on the side where you do not need an extra centimeter. This is the smaller side, so to speak. Now the wider one where you have the extra centimeter, you just have 7 centimeters of widths. You need another line here to complete, and this is where this 1 centimeter will be your hem at the end. That's going to be sewn. So your triangle will be completed, and of course it's going to be 2 times 45 degrees, so that adds up to 90 degrees. The longer part is 11.5 centimeters, 4.5 inches long in your triangle. Once I complete completed drawing the entire length of one part, I will fold it so that the outside is on the outside. I will lay it down. I will cut around 2 pieces, which will be still attached, or I just folded it, but I don't have to draw it twice. You know, if you want to go ahead and draw it 2 times onto your fabric, go ahead and do that. I will not stop you, but I kept myself from doing that. I only have this small cutting mat, which for me is big enough because I have tricks like rolling up things and folding them over so that I can continue cutting with my wonderful devices I have here. Now I need the sexy pose to cut the rest. But it worked. See, I just opened it, and what you see is where I folded it, the middle line is just still attached. I just only have to roll it open, and there we go. We have 2 parts, one for the long right side and one for the long left side. Now I have to continue with the smaller pieces, and I already designed the first triangle, so of course I have to design the second one. And you remember the length where you have the 1 centimeter and where you have not 1 extra centimeter. Hi there. Yeah, she didn't stay long. Okay, again, did you see me fold this over? So it's still in the woven direction, and I'm cutting, because I folded it outside on outside, 2 pieces at once, just because I'm lazy. And on the other hand, you know, it works. Why shouldn't I do it? There's a really cute video of my cat where I showed all of her beautiful little helpful actions she did here. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and click on that link on the top. It was so funny. Now, all 4 pieces, I make sure that I mark this 1 extra centimeter so that I know where I have to fold and iron in a moment. Yeah, that's apparently not the fold, haha. And I also, I don't know if you can see it, marked the middle line so that I know that this one side is a little bit shorter, the other one is a little bit longer, but the fold for the long piece to make it go in half once this 1 centimeter is seamed marks from the very outside corner of this triangle to the very other outside of this triangle corner. This is where we have to fold it later to make a nice shape around the inside part. Honestly, I have to admit it's a lot of fun because you just have to be very precise on the measurement, but with these little dotty things you can just like throw them onto there out of the wrist basically. And I had a lot of fun doing this. Let's iron together. First, we iron the small part that's going to be seamed. Then we're going to iron this entire thing into half. Ta-da! And there you go. Last one. You need a zigzag stitch. I took a length of 3 out of 5. So first of all, to make sure that it's not gonna fall apart, I will just zigzag the edge. If you want to go ahead and create another hem seam another way so that you secured your fabric there, go ahead and do so. The next step is a straight seam and a fairly long length. I don't need it that short. It's a white thread and you do not actually see it on the fabric. First of all, and second of all, this is going to be the downside, so you will not see this anyway. You just need to secure it and make it have a pretty form by folding it over, putting one straight line on top, and then it holds. So now we have to put all the 4 pieces once we arranged all the 1 centimeter sewing together. The yellow is where the 1 centimeter seam is going to be. So the outside of the inside piece needs to be attached to the inside of the outside piece. This sounds difficult, but it's pretty simple. Where you not have seamed, you just put this to the inside. And you want to make sure that when you look at the material that the top side is on the top side, so that the bottom sides are looking towards the outside. I am using my overlock here just because I didn't want to do any more zigzag and then straight stitching, but you can simply as that give it a 1 straight seam and then finish up the seams with a zigzag or whatever you would like to do to make it look pretty. And yes, it can absolutely help to arrange or probably even pin or loosely sew, hand sew your parts together before you actually go over the machine. But I seem to have a fairly good cut on these pieces, so I ended up being okay with everything. Now, have you attached all 4 sides? Then we're going to continue with the corners. Now you put the outside on outside of the corners again, and you basically just sew around the corners. So first, where you already attached it, and then the outside corners. And this is going to be folded over afterwards. Now here's a tip. Make sure that when you put this corner on corner and then take the next corner that you're going to sew, make sure you really put it on top of each other, wear it very well. I mean, I should have pinned it. That would have been probably even better. But it turned out absolutely okay. I'll show you at the end of this video. For me, it was fine to use the overlock again. If you don't have one, go ahead, 1 straight seam, 1 zigzag stitch, and you're fine. The seam allowance in my measurements are round about 1/2 centimeter. So now, since we're done, we fold to take this corner and turn it around. Cut off all unnecessary thread. And then flatten it, and you have your beautiful corner. I made this for a very, very nice and friendly person in Germany, and I'm very happy that she's going to receive this. So it was lovely that you joined me on this journey of sewing this. I hope you understood everything and got everything right and done. And see you very, very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.